Yeah. So we here. Come on. 32 people. So anybody can hear me? Uh, request join. So 45 people. Uh, yeah. Uh, let's go. So, welcome everybody. 39 people. Uh, my brother.
Evangelist Coco. How far?
I'm well, man. This guy won't work. So let me just. Can you hear me?
Very well, bro. So good to see you.
Man, I wanted to play the bass, but my setup is not.
Ah, oh, that's what's going on. Yeah,
I guess we'll do
that's
that
what's good.
next time. Man, good to
Oh,
have you
yeah.
around. Is that Felix there
Yeah,
too?
yeah, yeah.
Felix, my guy. Okay, so lots of people are up in here.
Yeah.
One thing my wife said that before I go live, I must pray, and I said, "What's up with you?" So I just say a quick prayer. Dear Lord, we thank you for this
Sure.
opportunity to do this. It's a privilege we don't take for granted. We thank you for how far you've helped us in this ministry of ours, this gift that you've put in us. We ask that beyond this conversation, you reach out and change somebody's life tonight in the name of Jesus. Thank you, Father.
Amen.
Yeah, amen. So we are church boys.
Amen. Amen.
So,
Exactly, bro.
for
My G.
those of you who don't know this guy, he is an old hand.
Hold it.
He's an old hand with the bass in Nigeria. I know some people don't know he currently plays for Sinach. Let me try this earpiece on. Hopefully it works.
I think it's good. I can hear you very well.
Can you hear me, brother?
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Oh, perfect. So he plays for Sinach.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Uzo, and then he's also a publisher. I just learned a lot about publishing, in the music industry yesterday, having, had a long conversation with Uzo. So I just thought to myself, it won't be fair to hear all
Yeah.
of this and just let it be. All right, so I'll just let you say something to the people
Ah.
first before I throw my questions to you. Okay, let me start with the questions.
Okay.
I'd like you to talk to the people about how long you've been in the music industry first, your experience, and all of that. Because some people they would love to hear. A lot of people don't know you, all right, and I'm sure they will.
Uh, we lost you there for a few seconds. I think you're back now.
Okay, network again. So a lot of people don't know you,
Yeah.
and I'm sure they'd like to know you, hear about your musical journey for a few minutes before we hit the road with that.
Oh, Daniel.
Can you hear me now?
Eric Amada's son. We can hear you very well, yeah.
Oh,
So I
okay.
played the bass guitar for a long time in Benin City. I played for Church Unusual. I played for Citizen of Heaven. I left Benin. I went to Lagos. I'm in Lagos now, right? I worked in
Yeah.
TPH that's this present house for 6 years. I got in March 1st, 2014. I worked there for 6 years where I worked with Tim Godfrey, Nosa Omoregbe, worked with Tosin Martins, worked with plenty.
Here profile.
Okay, so worked with a lot of people, Jerry Omole, a lot of people basically. And then I left 2020 and started my business full time. So the pandemic transitioned me from a church-based player to a full-time businessman. Before I transitioned, I started working with Sinach. I joined Sinach 2020 March.
Okay.
So I've been with her for that's about 3 years now. I'll be 2 years. 2 years now, yeah. I've been with her for like 2019, sorry, 2019 March. Yeah, so I've been with her for 2 years. I play the bass guitar for her, and that's on the guitar side. On the business side,
Okay.
I'm a certified project manager. I have done. I was project manager for a kids talent hunt called Tiki Stars. We ran for 2 years, 2019, 2018, 2019, 2019, 2020. We shut down due to the COVID. So in my tenure, I took the competition from just Lagos to Port Harcourt. So we did Lagos the first time. Second year we did Lagos and Port Harcourt. We had the likes of the former CEO of Transcorp Eating as one of the judges. We had Ben Ogbewe as the judges. So I project manage that project, and I also do talent management. So I have 3 talents under me. I have Yuken, I have Dalovitz, I have Zadok. Zadok is currently one of the finalists at the Nigerian Idols, currently the top 3. So I'm his manager. And also, what else again? What else is there? Okay, now I run my own business. I run several businesses, but one of them I run is the music publisher, which is Duros International. We are a globally certified music publisher and distributor. So we distribute music globally. We publish music globally. So we take your music to the world. We help you collect money when you do those music. We help you collect money when you do collaborations. Yeah, we'll talk about that as we go on the call. So basically, let me stop there. Let me just stop there. The thing is long and plenty, but we thank God for everything. Yeah.
There are lots of very quiet, there are lots of very great bases in Nigeria, but they are so quiet. People don't get to know them. Social media is everything. Yeah. So once you're not very, crazy on social media, they don't get to know you that much. But I'm sure the people who have met you know that you're a storm in your band. Anyway, so we'll just get straight to it. All right. To be honest, for every musician that has been in Nigeria, it's been one. If you really wanted to do music, if you were really a core musician and you did not have like a side. I don't use the word also. A side grind, something to generate your income. I'm sure at some point in your music journey, you got frustrated because you were not making money. You were putting in so much effort, rehearsing, doing all of that, and then it was just looking in fact, I'm sure there was a point in your life where you got ashamed of being addressed or seen as a musician. And for some of us, we went to school. Some of us even picked up jobs along the line, just to keep yourself going, basically. Yeah. So if we must be honest as musicians, we've had struggles being just a musician, being able to survive with just music. All right, but thank God for time, thank God for the internet, thank God for ways people have found out to generate money besides waiting for paid gigs and waiting for salaries and all of that, So first of all, let me just what has been your most challenging moment before now, musically? As I know at one point you tried to do just music. All right. What has been your most challenging moment, and how did you come out of it?
My most challenging moment.
Yeah.
I think
we didn't plan this. We didn't plan this.
I
I know you're expecting some question, but I want this to be as
but
big
it's
as
good, it's
possible.
good.
So I'm
Let's
going to be
talk.
coming with, yeah. So
yeah, let's talk. Well, we're still on our way out of the trenches.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're not
But
there.
to me, one of my craziest moments was when before I started playing for Sinach and playing for these guys I work with. You know, then when I was in Benin City, a lot of people knew me and I was good at my craft. But then when you major your talent and your pocket, there is no match. When you major how good you are with what you do and how well you can take care of yourself, there is no match. So you're walking on the street, you carry your bass guitar on your shoulder. People don't see the content, the level of your capacity. What people just see is that boy who they feel doesn't have any degree and who just has to play bass or play any instrument as make it mostly they survive. So it was very frustrating for me. It was very embarrassing in my Benin days. After I transitioned from Uniben Glory, I started facing life, you know, finished university. The next thing is how do you get a job? My bass could not feed me. It couldn't take care of my bills. It couldn't get me anything at all. It was quite tough for me. And then I remember then I had an opportunity in Abuja to go. So one thing I would say is God actually led me through this transition, basically. So I moved from Benin to Lagos. And the first few years was crazy. I remember my friend would tell me then, he was always traveling, making money, earning in dollars. He would tell me, he said, bro, don't worry, your time will come. You understand? So it got to the point where I told myself, I said, see, this base cannot pay my bills. This base cannot put food on the table. It can to an extent, but it's going to take a lot. You can't, it's not a status, a profession. You're a bass player. So there was time I was drafting my CV one day and I put bass guitarist. And I knew that this thing would not fly in any commercial office. I took it out and I was like, what do I need to do as a person to change this trajectory? What do I need to do? So I went and I flipped the switch. I started doing project management. I said, let me think of how people make money in this industry. There is a way people are cashing out in this industry. So I weigh myself, who is doing music full time and not making money, and I see the people I work with who are doing music full time and I'm making money. And I said there was a thin line in between it, and I had to start. I started researching, started reading books, going online, doing research, and I'm still researching. But right now, I've seen it better. But the sad thing is that there is a bridge between the instrumentalist and wealth, and that bridge is knowledge. We don't know. Majority of us don't know. We feel like when you say tithes, that is it. But ask yourself, in the next, let's say you're 25, in 25 years' time, no matter the church you play for, they'll get tired of you. You'll be old at the time. There's nothing you can do. And the next thing is, I get that guy. You get that guy in the play base that year. That guy is good now. Now I want elderly man now. You know. And then if worst comes to worst, you start selling instruments or repairing instruments. So it just takes you around the circle. You understand? But then I look at the foreigners. They do music till they're 80, till they're 90. They live on music. Their children live on music, and so it was obvious that there were questions that were not being answered. There were truths that were not being unraveled. you understand? What?
Let me cut you there. Let me cut you there for a bit.
Okay.
I think at one point, I do a little bit of singing. All right. So at one point, a couple of folks had mentioned to me, Coco, you're going to have to drop this bass, man. Go and pick the mic. That's where there's money, you know, that's where life is. You're just good. You keep playing the bass. You may not have, And I knew, I always knew that maybe at some point I would start singing or do both. But I wasn't ready to leave my bass yet. All right. Yeah. I wasn't ready to leave my bass. So what I was seeing around me was musicians evolving from being an instrumentalist to being a singer, having your album. So it's like being an instrumentalist keeps you behind. So when you move, you activate the other talent.
The next step.
So if you're not, and then people now see the cost of maybe from being a singer, you know, just to stay in the surface, you know, moving to being a pastor and all of that. That has been more of the trend. Yeah, I agree that being a gospel artist, especially, I've been more in the gospel industry. Somehow God takes you from level to level, and so if that's what God wants for you, to move from being a musician to a singer, and then from there to being a pastor, because either ways we're all ministers. It's fine. You know, but just be sure you're not doing it to survive. All right, just be sure you're not jumping from being an instrumentalist to trying to sing a song to blow, basically, so that you can sustain yourself, your increasing financial bills and all of that. You know, so I've always known that somehow, before I had that conversation with you, God was able to direct me into, you know, putting some weight on YouTube and all of that, and to some extent that just leveraged me. So that's one way of making money aside, you know, waiting for paid gigs and stuff. And then you now spoke about the publishing and all of that. So we'll just hit it straight. All right. To be very direct, how can you take, what would you say to a musician who wakes up in the morning, has a choir or a band, he plays for, he gets paid for gigs, he collects, or has a church, he collects salary at the end of the month or something. For somebody who doesn't want to work in an office as a banker or whatever, a secular job, but wants to survive as an instrumentalist. Let's bring it down to being an instrumentalist. Now, as a publisher, what are the things we don't know? What are the things that has kept us in the dark? I know you were going there, but I wanted to be very direct with that, so people who have records of this can have it. What are the things that can take us out of just playing and going back with the money for that song or that gig, and having something that you can hand over to your kids, or having a system that can stay for a lifetime? Please talk to us about it.
Okay, before I start, if you have any questions, just drop a question on the question bar. So when we're done, we'll answer this question. So basically, let me start by saying this.
Yeah.
I believe everybody here has an understanding of music, right? Now, if you take a music song, right?
Yeah.
And you transcribe it. You transcribe the drum, you transcribe the bass, you transcribe the keyboard, you transcribe the vocals.
Yeah.
And then you have the lyrics. So I will start by saying this. If you as an instrumentalist is not important in that piece of music, then your input should not be transcribed. It means that everybody who is involved in a production session and creates something unique with an artist should get something from it. So music is divided into two. There's a sound recording and there's a composition. The sound recording is the finished work. I'll just say a lot of layman terms. It's the finished work. Composition is the raw material. So composition is when you break it down, you have the production, you have the beats, you have the keys, you have everything. Now, as an instrumentalist, as a musician, you're entitled to earn royalty of the exploitation of your intellectual property. What it means is this. Your intellectual property basically is your tangible input in that piece of work. Now, your IP must be copyrightable before you can earn. So you're an instrumentalist, you're a session musician, you play over songs, you do stuff on songs. It's ideal that you understand that you're supposed to be earning from those things you add to those songs. Let me come again. I'm a bassist. I play for Coco's track. And in Coco's song, I put something unique.
Original.
That can be
something original.
That's what copyrightable input that can be attributed to Uzo alone. Now Uzo play on that bass line has never been heard before. As long as there's something original in that piece of music, that solo, that bridge, that riff, that thing that you put into that music, and it's original to you, you should earn on the composition. So let me use this. Let me define what music royalty is. Music royalty is the endless passive income of every creative. So it's the endless passive income you earn.
I like that word, endless. Endless is very important. We'll come back to it.
Yeah, it's the endless passive income you earn as a creative when your intellectual property is exploited. Exploitation in the music parlance is referred to when they stream the song. So the music work is the sound recording. When that song is streamed on Spotify, on iTunes, is used in a movie, is used anywhere, every contributor to that song should earn a royalty. So everybody involved in the construction of the raw material, of the finished product, should earn a royalty from that song.
Wow.
So if you understand this, you realize that the average musician should not graduate from playing bass guitar to selling cars, or playing bass guitar to going to look for a job in a bank when they are very skilled. We should graduate from just playing normal music to be so skilled that whatever we play is original. To be so creative with what we play. So when you're going to a section, you're going with the mindset that I'm a creative. What I'm adding to this section should be original, so that I can copyright it and I can earn from it. That is the mentality we should have. If we all have that mentality and understand that it is backed by the Nigerian Copyright Act, which is a law, we know that we deserve more, we can earn more, and we can live better. So let me give you an instance, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Look at Fela. Fela has a lot of songs. Fela has passed on. But for every time you use a Fela song in any movie or anything, the family gets to earn from it. Every time you use a word that is unique to any artist. So Coco does a song and he says in that song, Ojigidi, 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 Ojigidi. And that is Coco. That's the first time that word is used. And then I do another song and I use that word. But the fact that that word is on that song, it means that I've extracted a part of the composition of Coco's song into my song.
Yeah.
Exactly. So automatically Coco has a right to earn from my own song, unless I get a clearance. And then according to the law, any right that is not transferred by a form of a contract remains with the owner. So let me put it this way.
Okay.
All of you here listening to me have already done works for artists. You've played songs. Remember, the key word is original input, copyrightable input, original to you.
So sorry, let me cut you. If I'm not missing it, all right. Let me use an instance. Now, that's a reggae bass line that everybody in a particular generation should have known, all right?
Sure.
And before then, we probably didn't hear it anywhere else. And probably, if we hear it now, we know that you're copying from that. So what you're trying to say is that guy went there, he had an opportunity as a bassist to impute in producing a song. He developed that bass line, and he can still be collecting royalty from that bass line. Since that time we were small.
From that bass line. As long as he doesn't have any contract that says otherwise.
Oh.
So let me tell you. Let me tell you. So you play a bass line, like you just mentioned now, that you just hummed now. It's original. Yeah. It's classic, right? Now, I now do a song, and I play that same bass line on that song, right? Do you understand that I can be sued for copyright infringement because apparently I copied a part of another man's creation.
Yeah.
That's what they call copyright infringement. Take another person's creation, put it in your own work, and use it to make money. You understand? So what it means is that there are certain. That's why when you see people who understand the law, when they want to use people's work, they go and collect what we call clearance. They clear the work with you. So I come to you. I go to Laboral. I want to use that his bass line, the solo bass. I want to play it in my own song. I need to get a clearance.
Wow.
Because he can sue me for copyright infringement, and they can take down my songs immediately. So let me give you an instance. I had a client who did a work, and then the work was this mic just dropping, and then the work was what's it called? The work contained a particular message from Miles Muro, right? Now he did that job, and we released the work for him. When we release works, we always ask our clients, hope it has been cleared. Oh, it has been cleared. Everything is good. Now, they flagged the work and said that that mess, all those preaching, all those, it is well with you, we thank that, but all those things they say. If Coco releases a song first with that word, automatically it's assumed in the algorithm that Coco is the owner of the copyright. So because copywriting basically doesn't have a basic process. It's not like this. The associations are coming up now that you register with them, you pay them. But once your work is created and there's a time and date stamp on it, right? It's automatically your own. So if I play a bass line and I'm the first to use it, I am the owner of that bass line. So apparently that particular work was flagged, and then they said I had to clear that work with the original owner. So that's how it works. It's because we don't understand the system that we just do whatever we like. So moving on, what I'm trying to say is every entertainer should migrate from the point of just jamming and I type past you, I play past you, I don't skip past you. So being super creative in what you're doing. There are so many fantastic musicians. Actually, in this world, you cannot outplay anybody. My elder brother used to have a slang. He would say, as all of us they jam for you like this now. Somebody go there, one bush, they fire when nobody don't hear about it. So everybody's creating, everybody's working, everybody's working. You cannot outplay anybody. What we should focus on is being super creative and original in what we play.
Okay.
So I think I've explained. Did I get that explanation? Did I meet your point? Did I explain it? Yeah.
Yes, you did. So, in other words, your input should always be addressed from the point of originality, so that it can be sellable or royaltyable.
It can royaltyable. Exactly. Okay. It can bring you money. Exactly.
Thank you so much for explaining all of this. But you see, I also, like we discussed yesterday, I also have I'm of the opinion that society also influences, activating these things. You understand?
Okay.
For example, I know of many songs. I've tried doing copyrights of some foreign musicians or artists, and then as soon as I put it up on Instagram and YouTube, I got flagged instantly. All right, but I've also done same for Nigerian music, and most times it passes. Not all, but sometimes it passes. And I know that to some extent they copyright. Once you follow one of these platforms to upload your songs, those platforms that help you distribute them, somehow there's some level of copyright on it. Yeah. All right, but I'm not sure if that covers the detailed copywriting, like you're saying, the bass line, if it covers it. I know it just covers the sound. Most times they use the audio to grab to flag your whatever, maybe cover or something. They use the audio, if you use their track and all those, bring it up. But I'm not sure it goes down to that detailing. So if I'm going to play, for instance, now I happen to, maybe Uzo is going to, let me be very practical. Uzo is going to do his song as a singer, and he wants Coco to come on the song as a bassist. Yeah. And I go there equipped, ready. After some time, I come up with an original bass line. All right. Is it? I'm going to be. Let's use Nigeria now. Let's talk about Nigeria, because we are so interested in how we're going to get Nigerian musicians out of ignorance and out of poverty, just playing and not seeing anything. After some years you leave it. Yeah. Now, if I'm going to jump in practically on a song, how do I start? What do I need to do? Okay. Do I need to get a publisher like you? Do I need to sign a document with the artist? Do I need to pay some fees? Give us that detail. Talk to us like you're talking to a lame. This is a musician coming in from. I'm just coming in from Warina. I'm entering Lagos, and I don't want to make mistakes. I want to be educated on how to go about these things. So please tell us what the steps are.
Okay, we're in Nigeria. Let me start by that.
So Uzo is trying to tell us how to copyright your input in every song. That's every song. That's where we are now. All right, go ahead. Yeah.
So first things first, as an entertainer, as a creator, you need to set up your collection account. Number one, you need to be associated with a music publisher, a music publishing firm. We publish globally. It can be us, it can be anybody. Once you have that covered, you need to have your PRO accounts, Performance Rights Organization accounts. It will give you what we call an IPI code, Intellectual Property, Interested Party Information Code. Now, the IPI code is a unique code for every writer. Now, I'll explain this and I'll explain how it works at the back end. Now, when you have all of this covered, when you go into a session with someone, and I always tell people, speak out. Don't be scared. What's the worst they will tell you? We're not going to use you. Except you value your stomach now over your future. Your choice. When you go into a session, speak out. Oh, hi, my name is Uzo. I'm not just the basis that you reached out to. I'm also published under ABC Publishing House. And it's our ethical rule that for every work I do, I must come back with them with a split sheet for it.
Yes,
because
sir.
I am published under them. Now they'll tell you, oh, split sheet, okay, play. And then you guys have your agreement, you play the work, and then you guys agree on the percentage. Now the percentage is agreed on the level of contribution. It is a discussable percentage. But there's a rule that says it's splitted equally above all parties that are imputed on the work. Now, when you have all of those things, you get your split sheet. The split sheet is a document that shows how royalty is splitted in the entire work, how it is shared. Now, when I'm done, I will explain how it was at the back. So this is the front end now, right? I come there, I talk to you about my music. I don't play any line without having my paperwork done. You sign the work, or you say, you know what, let's play, let's vibe, and you play. Now, mind you, as an entertainer, as a creator, you have a power. The power you have is the power that if you impute in the work, you have the right to query the work and to apply for it to be taken down that has not been cleared. It has not been cleared from all parties that contributed to the work. So, let me rephrase that. I put a song out. And then my partner will do a work together. And then we don't agree on the split. And you go ahead and release the work. I, as a co-contributor, have the right to write to this organization and say, hey, my name is this, I'm with this publishing house. The publishers will basically carry the fight for you. Our client has done ABC work and he has not been given what is due to him. Kindly take down this work till it is done for clearance. They will take down the work from Spotify, no matter who the artist is. Because let me tell you, if I have the proof that I did that job, right?
Okay. Yes, sir.
I can actually sue every party involved. And they will pay me for damages and they will pay me for everything. It is something that is working in Nigeria, but most people don't know. Because we feel like if I fight this matter now, this guy will carry me go show again. But like I said, ask yourself a question. What are you fighting for, today or for tomorrow? Let me leave that matter. Now, that's the front end. Now, on the back end, when a song is released,
yes, sir,
every streaming platform has what we call a blanket license with the distributors. Distributors have the right to collect royalties from the platforms. So when you pay for a premium package, that's when you pay for a subscription every month, you can listen to 1 million songs as a customer. And then that money is split amongst all the songs you listen to. Now let's say the song, Coco song, brings in $50 in month 1. $50 will now they will pay to the master, they will pay to the publisher. The publisher will take the money for the songwriters. Now remember I told you, everybody is a writer because everybody's input in a song can be transcribed. Now they will pay to the songwriter and they will pay to the sound recording, right?
Yes,
now, that money they're paying to the songwriter, when the song is done, the artist will, on his own back end, tell his publishers who has what and who is entitled to what. Now they'll put his Cocoa Base 5%. Michael Smith.
Network. Is that me or you? I hope this is me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
so
I can hear
when
you.
it is stacked in that order, when it is stacked in that order, when it at the back end, the publishers will see who has what percentage, and they will pay accordingly to everybody. You don't have to call that and say, bro, has a check coming? No, the publishers will collect your royalty for you and pay it to you directly. So you understand that when you settle the paperwork in the front, at the back end is settled. Let me give you a practical example. There's a guy we almost all everybody knows. His name is Fioki. Fioki is one of the most popular commercial guitarists we have in Nigeria.
Yes,
right? Yeah. Now, Fioki does not do any job without signing a split sheet. And I'm telling you this as a friend. I know him. I know the way he works. Every time Fioki plays guitar in a song, you hear his voice, you hear his tag in. It's Fioki. How does he put that tag? You hear his tag on the song, right? Now, what he's telling now is he has grown to the point where his input in your song is original. You will not hear Fioki play a line that you've heard before. He doesn't repeat progressions from another song. So that's the level we should grow to as creatives, to the point where we are so good at what we do. When they give us a song, we play a bass line on it. We are good enough to put our tags, and as we play the bass line on it, we sign split sheets on that song. And as the artist is receiving his $1,000, you're receiving your $200 or $150. So what it means is that if you're earning for that your input in that song, and you're going to earn on that as long as the song lives. You understand? You keep earning on that song as long as the song lives. So that's the idea of
royalty. Let's make this very clear, right? Let's make this very clear. It's a split sheet specifically details how much you get from the input. So if the song makes $1, you are taking the percent of $1, your maybe whatever percentage
your
you
percentage,
yes, of $1
of the composition, yes, yeah,
of the composition. So it's basically a win. It's a 50-50 thing. Some songs blow, and they bring in so much money.
Some songs don't.
Some songs don't. All right, so you're not going in with the mind that yes, you are. We like to stay positive, but you stay hopeful and okay. If this, as long as this song brings a lot of money at the end of the day, I'm going to stay covered on it. All right.
Let me help you. Sorry. Before you go on, let me say something. See music royalty as like you're buying shares.
Yes, sir.
Not every company you buy shares from mature. Not every share mature. Some depreciates, but music cannot depreciate. It will be there for life. Now, a song can be done today and become something massive in the next 20 years. Social media has turned everything upside down. You understand?
Yes, sir.
A song as small as "Hey, mama, mama, hey," I feel is nothing can become something. And imagine you're the producer of that word, and you say, you know what, we'll just vibe. No need for this shit, and the song becomes a global hit. Then you start fighting for money. Right on, please.
Okay, so now for people who have missed it along the lines, maybe I've played like 600 songs. All right. Yes, somebody just asked the question. Bolaji just said, "Can I still get a split from a song I didn't sign a split sheet?" So how do you trace back? If I get it right, a publisher is like a label, but this time around just for the creatives in the music piece, right? Can you hear me?
Okay, so let me. I hear you very well.
So that means how do I need a publisher to go back and fight for the songs I had played without signing a split sheet, or I've lost them? I know you mentioned something yesterday. I want you to say,
yeah. So as long as okay, first of all, publishers are the guys who help you, who collect money on your composition royalties. But let me explain what the law says. As long as you didn't sign away your rights, there's no paper that says that on this song I'm playing for you, whatever proceed comes from this song does not belong to, has been signed to you, the artist. Your right is intact. The publishers have 100% right to collect that royalty for you.
So if there was no paper saying you were leaving that original stuff to the artist, it means it is retrievable. Wow.
If you go there, if you go back to him 50 years time and say, bro, I played this work for you, my work was original, review the work, and this is my work. I need my split for this. I'm entitled to 10% of this work. He doesn't have any right to say, hey, okay, it's not your percentage, blah, blah. By law, he has nothing. If his lawyers come in, they will tell him that, bro, let's negotiate. Trust me. Trust me. So any work you've done in the past, get yourself a publisher, an entertainment lawyer, somebody who knows what they're doing. See, I will repeat this thing. Not everybody knows what they're doing. Because everybody goes to school, not everybody understands teacher they talk. Let me say it in English. Everybody goes to school, but not everybody understands what the teacher is saying. You understand? So there's a Chinese game that you whisper to a person, he keeps whispering to the next person. By the time he gets to the 10th person, what the 10th person hears is not what the first person hears.
Of course.
So
of course.
there's always dilution of information. So always what it means, someone says I'm about to get rich. anyway, what it means is meet someone who you know understands this music business, and also meet people who have a heart for instrumentalists, for your craft. Not all lawyers and publishers feel the pain that we feel. You understand? My journey is born out of pain. Not everybody feels the pain that you feel. And then choose your fights wisely. There's some fights you keep for later. I'm saying it based on we now. Choose your fight. There's some fights you keep for later.
Don't go now.
There's some fights you don't. There's some fights. No. Honestly, let me tell you, any fight on your intellectual property, you're going to win it. But then you weigh the fights, weigh the music, weigh your disposition as a person. I've had people who tell me that, you know what, bro, this guy and my guy, give him the royalty, I don't need it. You understand? And we, as publishers, we respect any decision, our client's decision. We only advise and we act. We don't enforce anything on you. You understand? So what it means is, as long as you've done a song before, get a publisher, get a team, they'll get the job started, they'll reach out to the client and say, hey, our client has done a job for you. IP evaluation will start, debt recovery will start, and then you're good to go. I think we have more questions.
Yes, I was going to ask you this. Somebody said, I have worked for an artist, I played the original song, and the song, I'm paraphrasing, the song is a hit. How do I go back? I'm sure there are plenty more, there are many more persons on this conversation listening to us now who want to know how to start. Are you signing people as a publisher? Who is eligible for being signed? Do you understand? I know you mentioned something very key, all right? As a publisher, it's also a business. So you don't go around, signing people who are not original, creatively original. You understand? They don't have that perspective of being original in their creativity or creations. So of course you don't just pick anybody. It's just like a record label. You don't go and pick somebody who doesn't have anything worth fighting for. So what does it take? How can I, as let me use the word first. Everybody listening to me as a musician here must know that you must be good enough. You must be good enough to be able to, every time they call you to play in a song or contribute in creating a song, you must be good enough to bring out original stuff. To create original stuff. That's when you can talk about royalties. You don't go and copy people. If you are still copying, when you should be creating. Most times when I'm about to track in the studio for people, I ask them, okay, give me time to allow me come up with patterns for the verse, patterns for the chorus, depending on the genre of the music. But howbeit, I try to be original as possible. I did not even know so much about royalties. So who is eligible for being signed? Can a layman who does not have money but is good seek for a publisher? How does he go about it? Talk to somebody here who doesn't want to, keep playing. And guys, this is not. I must mention, because I'm sorry. Before I get back to that question, I must mention that this has been a hard one. The issue of royalty has caused troubles for many musicians and their artists. Because it's like eating the forbidden fruit. Once you eat it and you know what your rights are, you are likely going to be ejected or rejected in a band that you've probably been, or an artist you probably worked with. Because no matter how you try to sound, no matter how nice you try to sound about wanting to be paid for your input, original input you come across in the Nigerian society, especially in the gospel industry. You come across as somebody who is money conscious, or is not interested in service, or is not interested in mentorship. So with that tag of don't worry, just follow my vision, we are going somewhere. A lot of musicians have played for some artists for 8, 9, 10 years, and they are hungry. These artists have big houses that they've procured for themselves from the music you play with and for them. All right, so all of that needs to stop, and it's with love. It's not the hatred of a musician. It's not the hatred of an instrumentalist for the artist, or the hatred of the artist for the musician. It's for the welfare of everybody. I should be able to be 50 years and I'm still collecting royalty on, assuming I played on Waymaker and I'm collecting royalty on Waymaker, my brother, till I die. I'm sure that's a big one, you know. So it should be a win-win thing. The artist is done with his show. He goes to America to do his vacation. The musicians to have ample money. They go to maybe Dubai or Colombia to do their own what's it called, their own vacation. It should be like that. It shouldn't be, the gap should not be that much. So please tell us, how do I start? Okay, assuming I had played for people, how do I go back to retrieve that? And if I had not, I just wonder if I have forgiven all the people I played for. Let me just say I forgive them. But I want to start on the right note. How do I get Uzo? How do I get a publisher? What are the steps? I need to make a call. I need to send an email. I need to pay 500 naira to register. I'm just asking, please.
Okay, so the first thing I want to say is everybody has a morning. They say it's when you open your eye in the morning that your day starts. Your day does not start while you're dreaming. Then you open your eyes. So whether you've been Coco, if everybody listening clearly, you understand that Coco just made a very, very strong point. Right? A lot of points. So if you've done songs before, we are here for you. If you're fresh and you just understand, you just got to understand that you need to start doing original works in your songs, we are still here for you. We have various packages that apply to different people. That cannot be said on the call, basically, because our team does a lot of evaluation. And then if you bring songs and say, oh, I've done this work before, we have to be sure that you've really done the work before and do all stuff, and then we'll onboard you. Now we have products, we have services that are for people who are. We understand that. See, I played bass. I'm still playing bass for over 15 years now. I travel around and I meet a lot of people, so I understand how it works. Not every we are in the cadre of the economic contribution in Africa. We are among like the least. Well, at the bottom chain, when they about contribution into the economy. So we are not really earning a lot. Most instruments don't really have much. I can tell you that we can count how many people have bought brand new tearover cars for music, if there are any at all. So, but then I know that's in the gospel and those who are not collecting royalties, right? So what I'm trying to say is this: we have services that apply to everybody. Reach out to us. But I want to emphasize on the key thing that Coco said. Be very sure of what you're doing. Now, when our legal team kicks off what we call debt recovery and IP evaluation process for artists that have good catalogs, what we do is we do it in love. Okay, when I say in love, is when the Bible talks that God is is the lion of the tribe, it's also a roaring lion.
Yeah.
Our legal team are they're one of the craziest legal teams we have in Nigeria. Their names is discreet, but then we have an approach in our organization that we don't fight people. Most of these artists, they don't really understand these things we're talking about.
So you bring them to that place.
We make them understand. Okay, we understand this has been your process, but this is what the law states, and this is what it is. And then sometimes they'll go, oh yeah, give it to him, or otherwise let's negotiate. Some we say no. So when they now go the way of no. That our legal team now flips the coin and say, okay, you know what? We can also approach it from this angle, and you don't tarnish your image. You understand? But we advise people, weigh everything and be sure of what you are doing for people, and document. If you are doing a production for anybody, document. You're playing a bass line over a song, document. Do a video of it. Have a document. Have a proof that you are the one doing that work. Guys, let me tell you why I say you should document. I once saw a very funny contract, and the contract stated that I'm coming.
Wow.
Sorry, give me a second. I once saw a contract, and the contract stated that if you sign, your input on the work can be altered. That's refabricated. That's what they put in English. What it means is this: that baseline you have played, if you come back to one that you want royalty on that baseline, they have the right to wipe it off and put their own baseline.
Oh.
So a lot of crazy things are happening in the industry. And guess what? Some of our egbons, they know what's going on. So they are waiting.
Uzo, stop, make us ask one question. Wait. I don't go PG English, and the necessary man ask this question. See. So as me, I don't fire for one song, the song don't come blue for like 6 years. After 6 years, I can't realize say are they royalty due. I can't go ask because we will not sign anything. The guy to not sign anything. He go come to say he want change the baseline because he don't get the money to pay. Impossible.
So the way it works is,
how about the money when it don't make sense?
So what we publishers do is this: when we do the whole royalty, so when we collect on your work, they would render a backlog, and our legal team also have the rights to vie for damages for the time that you worked and that the artist has made money off your input without paying. You understand? So we do backlog, we do front log, we do backlog, and we do the current state of the work, right? So, but what I'm saying is, before you sign any document, any agreement, please get a lawyer. Except you understand the terms and you're willing to go in for it. But if you've not signed any documents, get a publisher that knows what to do, get signed on to them, they'll get a percentage or they would ask to pay some money. Let them get what you do. Because let me tell you, you will not be as valuable in the next 15 years of your life doing music. Sometimes I watch some clips, and I see some of our egbons playing bass and keyboard. I'm like, man, this man don't grow white hair.
This person may fire involved.
They fire, but I'm like, for how long is this going to continue? Like, and I imagine if this person, and when you see them, when they climb down the stage, you cannot match
what
their skill to their lifestyle
and what's obtainable
and the car they're about to drive. They tell you, all of my clients told me, say, I've traveled around the world with a lot of artists. I've played a lot of works. But bro, this guy is hustling. He's struggling to feed. Where these artists, they are chilling. Every month they're receiving thousands of dollars from their works. So if we understand this thing, we would know what to do and know how to do it better. So like I said, except you decide to let it go. That's your own decision. Most people tell you, I don't want the royalty. But if you want to get paid for your intellectual property, if you want to keep earning for a long time of your life, if you are sure that this work I've done, and mind you, the trajectory of every song cannot be determined. A song might not sound good, but might blow in 10 years' time. They might ayaga yaga yaga yo. I guess you know that song.
Yeah, of course.
That song can be used in a Netflix movie in 15 years' time. And then while they use that song, when they do clearance of songs, they will ask the artist to bring the split sheet and those people who are involved in the production of the song for clearance. Before they pay composition and everything. But the point is, that song can blow in a couple of years' time. 5% of that song can mean a lot of things. The royalty economics in the music industry just started coming up about 3 to 4 years ago. So most people didn't, let's say 5 to 6 years ago, most people didn't really know about these things. But now people are beginning to understand. So we have to plug into that. We have to plug in. Guys, musicians, we have to read. We have to go online. We have to watch. There are clips online on YouTube. Go watch videos. Educate yourself.
Okay,
understand the business of your music and of your skill.
So
I'm with you, brother.
So also, as it is right now, a guy is coming from Jos, and he wants to, he's good. He's more of an original, creator, and he wants to get signing. Is he supposed to send you an email now? Are there other publishers too? What if the person does not want to work with you? They want to work with you, yes. What if they don't want to work with you, but they want some form of publishing?
They want these services, right?
Yes.
So what I would say is this. What I would say is this. There are over, from this point of view, right? What we sell in our organization is accountability and transparency, right? That's what we sell. But I would advise you, like the way pastors will tell you, look for a Bible-believing church.
Yeah.
They won't tell you. So whoever you're going to meet, be sure that they will do what they say they will do. Be sure they understand your pain points. I've met a lot of entertainment lawyers who don't know, sorry to say this, they know what they are doing, but they don't know how to do what they are doing for the instrumentalists and the singers. All they understand is analysis of contracts. I've met a lot of people like that. So meet people who know what they are doing and what they need to do, who understand catalog clearance, who understand debt recovery, who understand IP evaluation, who have a strong team that will help you fight, that knows how to put words, that knows how to present the law thoroughly. Because in the court of law, what happens is that both lawyers on both ends bring out the law, twist it and adjust it to
favor them,
right?
Their clients.
Their clients. So meet an organization that understands the law. Go on Google, search publishers in Nigeria. Trust me, we are plenty, but we are few. We are plenty, but we are few. Because let me give you an instance. Sorry, I won't mention name. I was talking to a lawyer, a lawyer in Nigeria, a young guy. And we're having back and forth about this royalty, and he was like, bro, this is, I told him, I said, but musicians have a right to their originality. And he said, well, that's true, but they don't know it, so let's leave it at that. I said, no, you can't say let's leave it at that. Only you told me that you know you're a musician. You can't leave it like that, because the more people know, the better for them. You have to let people know, so that if I'm going for a job, it's not like, why are people leaving Nigeria to America and UK? Because they don't say, when they reach UK, work boku for there. So if I know that, sorry, I'm just switching languages. If I know that if I'm more creative, more detailed in my work, if I'm more professional, if I get a manager, if I'm more organized as a musician, I will earn better in the long term. Why not get organized? So what the lawyer was telling me indirectly is, you know the truth, but don't sell the truth. Put it under the table so nobody will see it. Oh, come on, you're a young guy, you have a family. How about the guys who are suffering out there, who are doing jobs, who have played for artists and they're being oppressed? And guys, trust me, these artists in question, they understand this. Some of them understand these things.
Yeah.
They understand. Some of them, they know these things. And so have conversations. If they shut you down, get a publisher, get a team to represent you, and get what is due to you. And then create a niche for yourself. Don't rely on anybody.
Yeah. Okay. Now somebody dropped the question. What if you have been commissioned for the job and paid? Now I'm going to elaborate that before you answer it. The truth is that the existing system, I said this earlier, right now is, okay, Coco, I have a song for you. Here's an email. They send, the song appears in an email. You play the song, and then you send it back. Sometimes you don't even get to know the artist you're playing the song for, just because to you are like, oh, here's another 30, 40, 50, 10, 5,000 coming into my pocket. So you're in a hurry to just you're just in a hurry to get that and just feed or get by the moment, and then you don't even know who you played the job for. All right. So recently I was talking to a producer who sends me songs via emails, and I told him, look, I probably need a list of the people I've played for, because I know I had to create a lot of originals along the line. All right. So this person is saying, you have been commissioned. I know we spoke about something about you're being paid for your time, and so how can I was called to play for a concert. I've been paid my rehearsal fee, which is like transportation and whatever, and then I get paid per song. Maybe it's 10 songs. I decide to pay me, let's say 20,000 per song, so I collect 200,000 naira. How do I raise my head up and tell that that artist that, look, oh, I'm collecting 20,000 naira. How far royalty? So I'm going to ask this question. Are you supposed to collect less or play for free because you want to sign a split sheet? So you need to educate, because you said something very important yesterday. People need to know why they pay you that money they pay you for the song, and where royalty comes up in because this guy is saying we have been commissioned. Commission means that, okay, you guys agree, and I have a concert, I want to do a live recording, 7 songs, I'll pay you guys 15K per song. All right, so you agree, yes, and that's it. That's the commission that I think he means. Can you talk about royalty after that, please?
So guys, let me explain. What they're paying you for is your time. It's like session fee. It's
Hear
like
that one?
studio.
Your time,
It's like
bro.
studio
Hear it.
fee. It's like studio fee. They're not paying you for intellectual property. It
Mm.
belongs to you. So let me explain something to you. Do you know that if a photographer, you go to a photo studio, you pay him to snap you a picture, right? That picture belongs to the photographer, not to you. It belongs to him. He has the right to use it anywhere, anytime. In fact, let me even say this. As a producer, I produce a song for an artist. I have the right to take that same production as it be like that and use it for another artist. Because let me tell you, because there is no exclusivity. There's no exclusivity. There's no exclusive contract signed that says that this one is for him alone. So what you are being paid for is the session.
Network, guys, network, stay with us, stay with us. Uzo, is that from you or from me? Stay with us, guys, stay with us.